So we are going to continue our next topic, that is the coenzyme pantothenic acid. Last time we have seen role of niacin, then role of riboflavin, then role of thiamine. Now next vitamin from your syllabus is the pantothenic acid. So pantothenic acid, this pantos means everywhere. Pantothenic acid is also known as cheek antidermatitis factor. It is also known as cheek antidermatitis factor or vitamin B3, or which is also called as filtrate factor. It is widely distributed in nature. Its metabolic role as a coenzyme A is also widespread. It is isolated in pure form by scientist William. William have isolated it in the pure form, but the role of uh, coenzyme A, that is the vitamin of coenzyme pantothenic acid, have the coenzyme A, its active form. So its role was given by Lipman. What is pantothenic acid? Pantos means everywhere. This vitamin is present everywhere. Hence, it is known as pantothenic acid. It is formerly known as cheek antidermatitis factor or vitamin B3 or filtrate factor. It is widely distributed in nature. Its metabolic role as coenzyme A, pantothenic acid have the active form coenzyme A, is widespread. It is isolated in pure form by scientist William, and its role was given by scientist Lipman. Now, occurrence, this vitamin is most widely distributed. It is present in plant and animal. The rich source of the vitamin is egg, liver, meat, yeast, milk, etc. What is the rich source? Eggs, liver, meat, yeast, and milk. Now, what is the structure of pantothenic acid? Pantothenic acid consists of two components, pantoic acid and beta alanine, held together by the peptide linkage. It is the structure of coenzyme A consists of pantothenic acid joined together by the beta mercaptoethanolamine at the one end. What is the structure of pantothenic acid? It consists of two components, pantoic acid and beta alanine, joined together by the peptide linkage. And what is the structure of coenzyme A? Coenzyme A consists of pantoic acid joined to beta mercaptoethanolamine to one end, and other end is held by the phosphate bridge to adenyllic acid. एका साईडला adenyllic acid असतं आणि दुसऱ्या साईडला pantothenic acid joined to beta mercaptoethanolamine at the one end. The adenyllic acid is made up of adenine and phosphate linked to carbon 3 of ribose. Pantothenic acid is held by phosphate bridge to adenyllic acid. At the other end, the adenyllic acid is made up of adenine and phosphate linked to the carbon of ribose. So, what is the biochemical function? The functions of pantothenic acid are exerted through coenzyme A. Co-A means A for acetylation. Coenzyme A is the central molecule involved in all metabolism. You know acetyl CoA, then malonyl CoA, then succinyl CoA. Succinyl CoA is one of the intermediate of TCA cycle. Acetyl CoA is formed during the conversion of pyruvate to acetyl CoA. Acetyl CoA enters into the TCA cycle. So functions of the pantothenic acid are exerted through the action of coenzyme A. A acts for the acetylation. So coenzyme A is central molecule involved in all metabolism. Metabolism of carbohydrate, lipid and protein. It plays unique role in integrating various metabolic pathways. It plays the role in integration of various metabolic pathways. So what is pantothenic acid? Pantothenic acid is vitamin and it have the active form, that is the coenzyme A. Coenzyme A is the active form of vitamin pantothenic acid. Coenzyme A is involved in various carbohydrate, lipid, and protein metabolism. It have the unique role in integration of metabolic pathway. Metabolic pathway ते integrate करतं. So coenzyme A has terminal thiol or sulfahydryl group, which is the reactive site. Coenzyme A has terminal thiol group, that is the SH group, which is also known as SH sulfahydryl group, which is the reactive site. Hence coenzyme SH is used. Acyl groups free fatty acids are linked to coenzyme A by thioester bond to give the fatty acyl CoA. आपण पाहिलं फॅटी ऍसिड सिंथेसिस मध्ये फॅटी ऍसिड्स आर कन्वर्टेड टू फॅटी असाइल CoA. So what are that fatty acyl CoA? Acyl group of the फॅटी ऍसिड मधला असाइल ग्रुप कोएन्झाईम ए ला लिंक होतो आणि त्याचं कन्वर्जन फॅटी असाइल CoA मध्ये होतं. अँड दिस लिंकेज इज थ्रू द थायोएस्टर बॉन्ड, म्हणजे SH बॉन्डने ते लिंकेज होतं. वेन बाउंड टू ॲसेटिल युनिट इट इज कॉल्ड ॲसेटिल CoA. CH3 ग्रुप CH3 CO SCOA जेव्हा असं बाइंडिंग होतं तेव्हा त्याला म्हणतात ॲसेटिल CoA. जेव्हा फॅटी ॲसिडला बाइंड होतं तेव्हा त्याला म्हणतात फॅटी असाइल CoA. ॲसेटिल CoA. Coenzyme A serves as the carrier of activated acetyl or acyl group. ॲक्टिवेटेड असाइल ग्रुप ते कॅरी करतं म्हणून त्याला म्हणतात कोएन्झाईम ए फॉर असायलेशन ऑर ॲसेटिलेशन. ओके. ॲज thiol esters किंवा succinyl CoA, that is the intermediate of TCA cycle. Few examples of the enzyme involved in the participation of coenzyme A are pyruvate is converted to acetyl CoA. It required coenzyme A. Enzyme is pyruvate dehydrogenase. Then alpha ketoglutarate is converted to succinyl CoA. This reaction required coenzyme A, that is the derivative of pantothenic acid. Reaction is catalyzed by enzyme alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Then fatty acids are converted to fatty acyl CoA. Fatty acids converted to fatty acyl CoA with the help of coenzyme A by the enzymes thiokinase. That is, CoA is required for the for acylation or acetylation reaction. Pyruvate to acetyl CoA, alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl CoA, and fatty acids to fatty acyl CoA. Coenzyme A may be regarded as a coenzyme of metabolic integration. म्हणजे मेटाबॉलिक पाथवे सगळे इंटिग्रेट केले जातात कोणामुळे? कोएन्झाईम ए मुळे. So it is the most important coenzyme of vitamin pantothenic acid. Since acetyl CoA is a central molecule for wide variety of biochemical reaction. Beside the various functions through the coenzyme A, pantothenic acid itself is a component of fatty acid synthase complex. Fatty acid synthase पण इथे एक important component आहे and involved in the formation of fatty acid. Deficiency diseases. Deficiency have been reported in human, have not been reported in human. This may be due to the वाईडस्प्रेड डिस्ट्रीब्युशन ऑफ व्हिटॅमिन. व्हिटॅमिन जो जो प्लांटमध्ये ॲनिमलमध्ये प्रेझेंट असतं त्याच्यामुळे व्हिटॅमिन डेफिशियन्सी साधारण होत नाही. सो दिस इज द पॅन्टोथेनिक ॲसिड. नेक्स्ट इज बायोटिन. Biotin is also known as anti-egg white injury factor. Anti-egg white injury factor, or it is also known as vitamin B7. म्हणजे असं असतं की एगमधलं जर तुम्ही फक्त व्हाईट पार्ट पण जर तुम्ही खूप कन्झ्युम केला, खाल्ला, तर त्याच्यापासून पण काही डिसऑर्डर्स होतात किंवा काही इंजुरी होते. तर बायोटिन इज नोन ॲज अँटी एग व्हाईट इंजुरी, म्हणजे त्याच्या विरुद्ध बायोटिन काम करतं. म्हणजे एग व्हाईटमुळे जे काही डिसीज होत आहे त्याच्या विरुद्ध बायोटिन काम करतं. हेन्स इट इज नोन ॲज अँटी एग व्हाईट इंजुरी फॅक्टर or vitamin B7 or vitamin H or coenzyme R. बायोटिनचं दुसरं नाव काय आहे? कोएन्झाईम R or vitamin H or vitamin B7. It is the sulfur containing B complex vitamin. What is biotin? Biotin is a sulfur containing B complex vitamin. It directly participate as a coenzyme in the carboxylation reaction. Biotin is involved in the carboxylation reactions. बायोटिनचा मेन रोल काय आहे तर इट टेक पार्ट इन द कार्बोक्झिलेशन रिएक्शन म्हणजे मेटाबॉलिझममध्ये ज्या पण कार्बोक्झिलेशन रिएक्शन होतात ज्या रिएक्शनमध्ये CO2 ॲड होतो आणि कार्बोक्झिलेशन होतं त्या सगळ्या रिएक्शन्समध्ये बायोटिन हॅव द इम्पॉर्टंट रोल. Biotin is also known as vitamin B7 or vitamin H or coenzyme R or anti-egg white injury factor. Why I am telling you all this name? Because these names may come to the multiple choice question for exam. Occurrence. Biotin is widely distributed in both plants and animal food. Widely distributed in both plant and animal food. Rich sources are liver, kidney, milk, tomato, egg yolk, grains, etc. Egg yolk म्हणजे yellow part, eggs मधला yellow part. So what are the resources? Liver, kidney, egg yolk, milk and tomato and grains, etc. Now structure. Biotin is a heterocyclic sulfur containing monocarboxylic acid. What is it? Is the heterocyclic. Heterocyclic म्हणजे हेट्रो म्हणजे वेगवेगळे, सायक्लिक म्हणजे स्ट्रक्चर सायक्लिक स्ट्रक्चर आहे. सल्फर कंटेनिंग मोनोकार्बोक्झिलिक ऍसिड. मोनो मीन्स सिंगल, कार्बोक्झिलिक ऍसिड म्हणजे COOH ग्रुप. इट इज द हेट्रोसायक्लिक. हेट्रोसायक्लिक मीन्स प्रेझेन्स ऑफ नंबर ऑफ डिफरंट atoms. That is the heterocyclic sulfur containing monocarboxylic acid. The structure is formed by the fusion of imidazole and thiophene ring with the valeric acid side chain. Fusion of imidazole. बघा ही जी रिंग आहे ही इमिडाझोल रिंग आहे. इमिडाझोल रिंग मध्ये कोणते कोणते ॲटम आहे? NH, CH, C11O आणि थायोपिन रिंग मध्ये CH2, CH2, 4 COH. This is the COH is the carboxylic group. This S is the sulfur containing हेट्रोसायक्लिक म्हणजे सायकल आहे, ही कंप्लीट सायकल आहे. कुठे स्ट्रक्चर तुम्हाला ब्रेक झालेलं दिसते का? नाही. हेट्रोसायक्लिक मोनोकार्बोक्झिलिक ऍसिड. मोनो म्हणजे सिंगल, COOH हे सिंगल कार्बोक्झिलिक ऍसिड डेरिव्हेटिव्ह आहे, म्हणून हेट्रोसायक्लिक मोनोकार्बोक्झिलिक ऍसिड मेडअप ऑफ फ्युजन ऑफ 2 रिंग, इमिडाझोल रिंग अँड थायोपिन रिंग. ही वरची जी रिंग आहे ही इमिडाझोल रिंग आहे आणि खालची जी रिंग आहे ही थायोफिन रिंग आहे. सल्फर आहे म्हणून थायोफिन रिंग आहे. विथ व्हॅलेरिक ऍसिड साइड चेन. त्याची जी चेन आहे ही खालची जी साइड चेन आहे बघा, CH2 4 COOH. This is the CH2 4 is the valeric acid side chain and this nitrogen atom is for binding the CO2 म्हणजे it involved in the carboxylation reaction. This is the site for CO2 binding. This nitrogen atom binds to CO2 in the reaction, carboxylation reaction. Biotin is covalently bound to epsilon amino group of lysine to form biocytin. Biotin is covalently bound to epsilon amino group of lysine to form biocytin. In biocytin is the coenzyme of biotin. Biotin चं coenzyme कोणते? Biocytin. It is binds with the alpha amino group of lysine. Lysineच्या binds with lysine in enzyme. हे जे आहे ते लायसिनला बाइंड होतं आणि इट फॉर्म्स द बायोसायटिन. बायोसायटिन इज द ऍक्टिव्ह फॉर्म ऑफ विटॅमिन बायोटिन. बायोटिन विटॅमिन आहे, त्याचा ऍक्टिव्ह फॉर्म काय आहे? बायोसायटिन. आणि हे स्ट्रक्चर जे तुम्हाला आता शिकवले ते स्ट्रक्चर तुम्ही कमीत कमी 5-5 वेळा तरी लिहिण्याचा प्रयत्न करा. जर स्ट्रक्चर ड्रॉ करायला आले किंवा स्ट्रक्चर ड्रॉ पण नाही करायला आले तरी पण इमिडाझोल रिंग आणि थायोपिन रिंग कोणत्या विटॅमिन मध्ये असतं असा जर क्वेश्चन आला तर ॲटलिस्ट तुम्हाला इमिडाझोल रिंग, थायोपिन रिंग कोणत्या स्ट्रक्चरमध्ये आहे, बायोटिनमध्ये, ते तुम्हाला तिथे मल्टिपल चॉईसला पण लिहिता यायला पाहिजे. ओके, so what is the biochemical function? Biotin serves as the carrier of CO2 in carboxylation reaction. It serves as carrier of CO2. It carries CO2, carbon dioxide in carboxylation reaction. Reaction is catalyzed by enzyme pyruvate carboxylase कन्व्हर्टिंग पायरुवेट टू ऑक्झॅलोएसिटेट. ही एक रिएक्शन आपण HMP पाथवेमध्ये किंवा ग्लुकोनिओजेनेसिसमध्ये शिकलो होतो. Reaction catalyzed by enzyme pyruvate carboxylase converts pyruvate to oxaloacetate. It serves as the carrier of CO2 in carboxylation reaction. As a coenzyme, biotin is involved in various metabolic reaction. बघा, पहिली रिएक्शन कोणती? ग्लुकोनिओजेनेसिस and citric acid cycle. The conversion of pyruvate to oxaloacetate by the biotin depends on the pyruvate carboxylase enzyme is essential or the synthesis of glucose from many non-carbohydrate sources. Non-carbohydrate source पासनं ग्लुकोजचं सिंथसिस होण्याची जी प्रोसेस आहे त्याला काय म्हणतात? ग्लुकोनिओजेनेसिस. वी हॅव लर्न द ग्लुकोनिओजेनेसिस इन द फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर. फर्स्ट सेमेस्टरमध्ये आपण ग्लुकोनिओजेनेसिस शिकलोय. सो कन्व्हर्जन ऑफ पायरुवेट टू ऑक्झॅलोएसिटेट by biotin dependent enzyme pyruvate carboxylase, and pyruvate carboxylase required biotin as the coenzyme, and this is the essential step for in the synthesis of glucose from non carbohydrate sources म्हणजे gluconeogenesis. Then fatty acid synthesis. Acetyl CoA is the starting material for fatty acid synthesis, and acetyl CoA is converted to malonyl CoA by acetyl CoA carboxylase. कोणता एन्झाइम आहे? acetyl CoA carboxylase. So this acetyl CoA is converted to malonyl CoA. फर्स्ट स्टेप ऑफ फॅटी ऍसिड सिंथेसिस. जर फर्स्ट सेमचा अभ्यास मन लावून केला असेल, व्यवस्थित केला असेल, तर तुम्हाला हे सगळं आठवेल आणि लिहायला सोपं जाईल. जर फर्स्ट सेमचा अभ्यासच नीट केला नसेल तर आठवणार नाही. So acetyl CoA is the starting material for the synthesis of fatty acid, and acetyl CoA is converted to malonyl CoA with the help of biotin by enzyme acetyl CoA carboxylase. So this reaction required biotin. Then propionyl CoA is produced in the metabolism of certain amino acid. In degradation of odd chain fatty acid is further is depends on the biotin. Propionyl CoA depends on biotin by enzyme propionyl CoA carboxylase. This propionyl CoA is converted to methyl malonyl CoA. This is the important step in the metabolism of some amino acid like valine, isoleucine, threonine, and degradation of odd chain fatty acids. Degradation of odd chain fatty acids. So deficiency symptoms. The symptoms of the biotin deficiency include anemia, loss of appetite, and nausea and dermatitis. The symptoms of biotin deficiency include anemia. Anemia होतो. Loss of appetite means आपलं नॉर्मल जे डायजेशनची प्रोसेस आहे किंवा नॉर्मल थोडंसं नॉशिया, मळमळ असं, दॅट इज द लॉस ऑफ ॲपेटाईट. जेवणाची इच्छा नसणे. नंतर मग डर्मॅटिटिस, स्किन इन्फेक्शन, नॉशिया, मळमळ. ॲनेमिया म्हणजे लॉस ऑफ ब्लड. दिस symptoms are the symptoms of biotin. So what is biotin? Biotin is most important vitamin which is also known as anti-egg white injury factor, or vitamin B7, or vitamin H, or coenzyme R. This is the sulfur containing B complex vitamin. It is directly participate as a coenzyme in carboxylation reaction. It is widely distributed in both animal and plant food. The rich sources are liver, kidney, egg yolk, milk, tomatoes, grains, etc. So biotin is a heterocyclic sulfur containing monocarboxylic acid. It is the sulfur containing monocarboxylic acid. Structure consists of fusion of two ring imidazole ring with the thiophene ring. Thiophene ring आणि imidazole ringचं फ्युजन असतं. That is known as the structure of biotin. And when it binds to the epsilon amino group of lysine, it form biocytin. Biocytin हे त्याचा ऍक्टिव्ह फॉर्म आहे. दॅट इज द कोएन्झाइम ऑफ बायोटिन. दॅट इज द बायोसायटिन. This is the structure, and it is involved in the carboxylation reaction. Carboxylation reaction, which takes place in gluconeogenesis, in citric acid cycle, in fatty acid synthesis, in synthesis of propionyl, methylmalonyl CoA from propionyl CoA. Deficiency symptoms include anemia, loss of appetite, nausea, dermatitis, etc. Okay, so remaining two vitamins we will see in the next lecture.